This is the season of religious holidays, and we need them to fortify and recommit our souls and families to the values that will uplift us. Hanukkah and Christmas are two completely separate events. You'll want to know this. Hanukkah is not Jewish Christmas, and Christmas is not Christian Hanukkah. Hanukkah commemorates the miracle of light from one vial of oil that lasted 8 days. The written history is known. In 168 BCE, the Greco-Syrian king Antiochus Epiphanes occupied Israel and Jerusalem. Judaism and the Sabbath, Shabbat itself, were outlawed. Jews were told to convert or face death. The Holy Jewish Temple was renamed for the Greek god Zeus, and a great idol to Zeus was actually erected in the Holy of Holies. A Jewish resistance movement led by a priestly family, the Maccabees, rose up to expel the Greeks. Maccabee means hammer. These fighters decided to take action against great odds, and the story of the Maccabees has been an inspiration to all generations since then. Although outnumbered after 3 years of revolt, the Greeks were finally defeated and ousted. The Maccabees destroyed the great Jupiter idol. They cleansed the pigs from the sanctuary and rededicated the temple. The word Hanukkah means dedication. The Maccabees re-sanctified the menorah with holy oil. It takes about a week to produce the special holy oil, but the Maccabees only had a single jar, a one-day supply. The miracle of Hanukkah occurred because that one jar of oil lasted 8 days, long enough to replenish. The story is told in the Old Testament, Maccabees 1 and Maccabees 2. Hanukkah is always celebrated in the winter because it adheres to the fixed Hebrew date, the 25th of Kislev. But when compared to the Julian and Gregorian calendars, Hanukkah can fall on slightly different days. For centuries, the Jews observed this miracle, the holiday of Hanukkah, with special feasts marked by wonderful desserts and candle lighting. It was not until the 19th and 20th century that assimilated Jews decided to dress up Hanukkah with gift giving as a sort of Jewish Christmas, trying to blend in more, figuring they could survive another year with this type of ruse. This trend accelerated after the Holocaust. When I was growing up, Jewish idiots invented concepts such as Hanukkah Charlie and the ultra-stupid Hanukkah Bush. So basically, these people were bringing Zeus or something like Zeus back into the holiday. Jewish people, make sure your kids and you understand what Hanukkah stands for. It doesn't stand for toys. It stands for resistance and rededication. And now we go to Christmas, a wonderful celebration of life, family, and the struggle for peace, embraced by 2.4 billion Christians, or about a third of humanity. The rebellious Rabbi Jesus, and of course his real name was more correctly Yeshua, since no J existed in our language until the 15th century, and the us at the end of that name is a pure Romanization. Rabbi Jesus, or Yeshua, of course, observed Hanukkah. In the New Testament, John 10:22-23 states, quote, "Then came the festival of dedication at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple courts, walking in Solomon's colonnade," close quote. The festival of dedication, referred to, of course, is the festival of Hanukkah. Remember, Hanukkah means dedication. The Christmas holiday observed when the baby Jesus was born, said to be in Bethlehem. No one knows when Jesus was actually born. They know when the Romans crucified him because that was Passover. But there is only a hint that Jesus, or Yeshua, was born in the cold months of lamb shepherding. This was derived from the manger story. There was a debate in the first centuries after Christ that his birth might have been in late December or perhaps in early January. This was all decided in the spring and summer of 325 in the Turkish city of Nicaea, when the Roman Emperor Constantine, who became a Christian, summoned some 200 religious scholars to the Council of Nicaea. This to debate and decide which books would be canonized into what we now know as the New Testament. That is, which books would be included and which would be excluded. As well, the dates for Easter and Christmas had to be nailed down specifically. Still, two dates emerged for Christmas. The original Eastern Christians, that is the Greek Orthodox, Syrian Orthodox, and others in the region, settled on January 6th. To this day, the Eastern Christians follow the Julian calendar established by Julius Caesar. The others follow the Gregorian calendar of Pope Gregory, which set the date at December 25th. Now, December 25th was actually selected by Constantine to coincide with pagan Roman celebrations associated with the winter solstice. Some decades earlier, actually in 274 CE, the Roman Emperor Aurelian established a special feast known as Sol Invictus, that is, the unconquered sun. This on December 25th. So by replacing Sol Invictus and associated observations of Greek devotion of Mithraism, the Roman population was expected to gradually accept Christmas and Christianity in the same reverential spirit as the sun god. But that still left two dates, January 6th and December 25th, depending upon your church. However, it really does not matter what date you observe Christmas. Christians use this date, whether in December or January, to reaffirm their solidarity with God, with the principle of peace from the man called the Prince of Peace. Right now, so many Christians are under attack for their worship and commemoration of the Jesus birth. Christmas markets in Germany and elsewhere in Europe are under attack, and many have had to close. In Nigeria and elsewhere in Africa, as well as throughout the Islamist Middle East, Christians are murdered wholesale merely because they commemorate the birth of a man who has come to embody the push for peace. So while I said these two holidays have nothing in common with each other, perhaps they do. Hanukkah recalls Jewish resistance to tyranny. Increasingly, Christmas and Christians are also under attack. I ask all Jews and Christians to stand proud with their families and communities. Don't be quiet about it. Remember, in Matthew 22:39 and Mark 12:31, we are reminded that Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." That's a quote. When he did so, of course, he was teaching the Jewish Old Testament, specifically Leviticus 19:18. Quote, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself." This is Edwin Black. Season's greetings.